Hello makers and welcome back to Making with Miss Dobras. Alright, continuing on our origami spooky theme or Halloween or Dia de los Muertos theme. Today we're going to be making origami pumpkins, or traditionally they're called origami water bombs. And you don't have to make a pumpkin, but you can make all kinds of things. I went with a Halloween theme, but there's all kinds of fun ones you can make. Today we're going to learn how to make these, and what's really cool about these is once you fold them, you actually inflate them. You blow air into them to make them look like this, and that's really fun, okay? So of course all you need is paper and some markers if you want, and actually I used a little bit of pipe cleaner today to make a stem, but if you don't have pipe cleaner, you can always use green paper or any kind of paper, okay? So let's get started, and I cannot wait to see how creative you get with your origami water bombs. Okay, first things first, we need some paper. Now I'm using orange paper because I'm going to be making a pumpkin, but you can use white paper, you can use any color paper. And this is not origami paper, it's just regular paper. But of course we're going to need square paper because for origami you need square paper. So I am going to make this into a square. You've seen me do this lots of times. And so you should be getting better at this. Of course, you can use origami paper as well to do this. In fact, if you have origami paper, definitely use it. All right. So here's our square paper, and I'm going to turn it so it's in a shape of a diamond. So the point is towards me. And I'm going to take this point, and I'm going to fold it in half. All right, now I'm going to open up. A lot of times in origami, you fold something just to fold it, and then you open it up because basically you want that line. Now I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do another diagonal fold in half. Okay, and then I'm going to open it up, and I have 4 triangles. Now I'm going to turn it this way and fold it in half horizontally this time. I'm going to match up my corners, and I'm going to be nice and slow and careful and mindful. And we're doing all this just to get all these lines. Now, take your paper and set it so it stands up, okay? And you're going to start to look and observe and see the lines on it. And if you're really observant, you will start to see some triangles. And 2 sides will be able to push in a little bit easier. So watch this. I'm noticing that these 2 sides I can push in. And if I push this part down, I see, do you guys see that triangle that's forming? That's what I want. And so I'm going to push in on both sides. And look how I'm pushing that in. And I'm getting triangles on both sides. Now I've done this a lot. And so I might make it look a little easier than it is. It's actually a pretty hard fold. But I really encourage you to see those triangles. Now if you're having trouble making this fold, then I would go back to square one. I would just redo my folds. I'd fold it in half again, because when you fold, you're basically teaching the paper where to go. I'd redo all my folds. So that's why it's really important in origami not to skip steps, is because most of the steps you're just telling the paper where to go. Then you flip it over, and then you're going to push in on 2 sides. And as you push in, it can be kind of hard, but you're basically pushing it in till you get that triangle, okay? And then you're going to flatten it down. And you know you did it right if it looks like this on one side and this on the other, okay? Now, if you need to pause that video and try that, trust me, you'll get better at it the more you do it. Now we're going to take this point and we're going to fold it up along the middle line to the top. Now I only took the top part. I didn't do this one, just the top layer. And then whatever I do on this side, I'm going to do it on this side. That's how it usually works with origami. And now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing with these points. I'm going to fold it up. And basically we're turning that triangle into a square. And this is a very traditional origami fold. This is called the water bomb base fold, and it is the start of a lot of different origami projects. So this is a really good fold to get good at. Now let's observe. Let's look at our fold. On one side, it's more of a point, and on the other side, it opens up and it has like 4 legs. So we're going to work on that side, okay? So first thing, we're going to take each of these corners and fold them to the middle line. All right? See what I did? I folded that to the middle line. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to take that and fold it to the middle line so that those 2 points meet. And now I'm going to turn it around and do it on the other side. Exactly the same thing. I'm going to fold that point to the middle line, and I'm going to fold this point to the middle line. Now, this is not origami paper, so it's going to start to get really thick and hard to fold. But you just have to press down on it. After you're done folding, you have to push down on it. You have to be patient. Now, origami paper is a little thinner, so it'll be a little easier. But I'm just using regular paper here. Okay, so now, again, there's one side is open on this side, and this side is just closed. So we're going to work on the open side. And so we're going to take one of these legs, and we're going to fold it right along this line, right there. It's almost like a puzzle piece, if you can see. I'm taking that, and I'm folding it right there. Okay? And then I'm going to fold it over that triangle. And when I open it up, I'm going to open up this pocket right here, and I'm going to stick that triangle into the pocket. And I'm going to kind of fold it in there. Now that takes a little practice, but luckily you have to do it on all 4. So you'll get that practice. So let's do it again. All right, so I always say there's lots of math and shapes in origami. So notice the shape. You're going to take this point and fold it right next to that one. Just kind of like a puzzle piece. You're going to fold it into a triangle. And then you're going to fold it right on top of itself. Okay? And then you're going to open it up, and you're going to find that pocket. The best way to do it is stick your finger in there. And you're going to take that point, and you're going to put it in the pocket. Okay? And then you're going to fold it back down. So it looks very similar. Now we're going to do it on this side. We're going to fold these up and into those pockets. All right, when you're done with that, always go over your folds. This is really important. Okay, we're almost done here. This is very exciting. So now, you see this? These open up right here. And you can put your fingers in there, and you want to stick these together, and you're going to open it up. So those are on the inside. Now we have a flat side, a flat surface right here. So you see that? We put those together. We put those together. And now we have a flat surface. Now, this is where we're going to draw our jack-o'-lantern face. So one thing you got to notice first. Up here, it's all closed. Now look at this side. Can you see how there's like a hole right there? There's a hole, okay? So that is the top of the pumpkin. That's where we're going to put the stem. So we just want to make sure that we put the eyes right here and the mouth. Okay, here's the fun part. You can do whatever kind of eyes you want. You can make your jack-o'-lantern friendly. You can make your jack-o'-lantern scary. So here's my little face. All right, you can do whatever you want there. And then here is the fun part. So like I said, there's a hole on one end. And we're going to take that, and we're actually going to put our mouth on that and blow air into it to inflate it. So let's see if it works. I hope it works. All right, you want to be careful about this because you don't really want to get that all wet because paper doesn't do so well when it gets wet. So you kind of want to be quick about it. All right. It worked. Yay. Now you can kind of form it. Oh, I smushed it. There we go. And I fixed it. All right. And then if you have some green pipe cleaner, you can stick it all the way in. And you want to stick it all the way in. All right. So when I'm putting my pipe cleaner in, I want it to go all the way to the bottom because if I just put a little bit in, it'll fall in there and I'll lose it. Now this is your inflated little jack-o'-lantern, all right? So now I have 2. I have a happy one and a scary one. And I have a ghost. And I have a monster. So you can have a lot of fun with it. You can make whatever you want. You don't have to make Halloween themes. These are called origami water bombs. And the cool thing about them is that you get to inflate them. And they actually can hold water, believe it or not. They don't hold water for very long because it's paper, but they actually hold water if you put water in there. Although I would be careful about that and ask your parents first before you start making water bombs. But for now, just have fun with it and be creative with it and use different colors and make different faces. All right, here we go. We got a whole family started. So there's so much fun you can do with these. You can hang them up with some string. I've seen people put like Christmas lights in them and hang them up. So I really want you to be really creative with this. This is where the maker mindset comes in. I'm just teaching you a way to make these cool origami water bombs, but what you do with them is up to you. Have fun, stay safe, and keep on making. And don't eat too much candy on Halloween, okay? And if you do, brush your teeth. That's all for now. Bye-bye.